Hello everyone and welcome to the weekly relaxed hippie evening. Hope you all are doing well. We have a bunch of shit to talk about because holy shit, it was certainly a week. And I mean hell, we only just came freshly back from, Egypt getting robbed so hard their recent football match is now in the British Museum. Like, my god, FIFA really is just like, how corrupt can we beat this World Cup? And you know what I hate about it? This is probably the best World Cup in terms of just like raw energy in like since Brazil, since 2016. Yep, it's kind of insane to think about that. Just like energy, marvelous. But holy shit, they are leaving some rancid shit through. It's kind of insane. Hey, we're here again. New week, new stuff. We have things to do. Easy. Go around missions. Oh, Grenades, doable. I mean, I guess all doable. Engineer anyway, so but yeah, that happened, and I mean, everyone is rightfully pissed. It's just one or more of those examples why the FIFA just has to be like literally wiped clean. Like, you know, you probably are like, oh hey, why do people even care about the FIFA? They're just corrupt. And like, yes, you're completely right. Here's the problem, and like even I, as someone who's not that much into sports, can tell you the problem is they have the World Cup, and the World Cup can be actually pretty cool, you know. It's just like one of those. Look, the problem is just people like playing football, and it's kind of nice to talk with some people about football. Like, sometimes that is just fun. And especially the World Cup, you just have sometimes like fantastic matches. And then, you know, the rest happens because the chef of FIFA is a giant Argentina fan and wants to give Lionel Messi his a final title before he leaves, before he retires, and yeah, fuck that shit. Like, we need the Vikings and the French to work together to prevent Argentina from winning this, because holy shit. Then again, Sadly, the next team with any chance to stop Argentina is England. And look, I'm actually kind of here for Falkland Wars 2.0. That's gonna be fun. No, it's England is against Norway. No, right? What are they fighting against next? I mixed them up. Oh yeah, it's either Switzerland or Colombia. Well, I mean, England versus Norway is also gonna be hilarious. Like, I don't know. I don't know about you, but I'm very much looking forward to Stamford Bridge 2.0. Gonna have the Vikings roll in again. Yeah, otherwise, there's a lot going on recently. Like, not that, we're still having the whole, thing with the end of physical games, which is its own can of worms, but I do think a lot of people are missing the point incredibly badly. Because, like, I think whenever I hear, I've heard so many bad takes right now, like, because, like, I'm sorry, when you hear the whole thing of, oh, hey, basically the biggest console manufacturer in the world wants to end physical game production, and your take is, well, discs are bad in general, like we should just go back to cartridges. You did not only miss the point, you're kind of an idiot, and I don't even know where to begin with how bad that take is. Like, incredibly bad take, actually. And I've seen that a few people do now, which is like, look, the fact that you're just kind of still basically doing the argument for big companies doesn't help, but like, no, sorry, cartridges are not that smart. A lot of reasons. Like, and also let's just ignore the fact, you know, that's also kind of ignoring the fact that, you know, games are not the only media that exists physically. Like, look, the reason we switched to discs is just in general that discs have a gigantic upside in terms of how data is put onto the medium. That is like, I cannot begin to how critical that is, and also to on the part of it's just really good at storing like a shit ton of data on a very small amount of space. Like there is a reason you kind of like there's a reason it's still used, you know, today. And like reading speeds are not bad. Like for the majority of things, reading speeds are fine. It's like, oh, but games are put onto a hard drive anyway. Yeah. It's still okay to have all the data on a storage disk where, you know, it's read off of once and then have some authentication from it. That's fine. That's fine. That's like completely fucking fine. Like saying, oh, we need cartridges again, you know, like I think the most obvious point is that, yeah, you know, cartridges, we would need to enforce standards there again, because like while there, you know, there are like, for example, connection methods that exist like SATA and USB, etc. They exist. Don't, like, I'm not questioning that. The thing is just, no one will have a standard. Hell, even Nintendo does not do that. And that makes to a degree some sense, but also in some cases it's just, they don't fucking care.
Where does it even come from?
I've seen a bunch of takes online about...
I've seen the takes, Ruben had the take as well. I'm just wondering where it comes from. Why is that the reaction to Sony wants to discontinue physical games? Cartridges also won't be physical games then.
Personal annoyances and unable to read the room for... Yeah, okay, so look, there are just some people that hate discs. Period.
But why?
Basically...
I get when if you work a lot with computers nowadays, if you have NVMEs and stuff, they're useful, but what a CD technically is the safer backup.
Yeah. I mean, basically the arguments they present are pretty minor, like, for example, oh, this degrade faster than cartridges, which, yes...
Under use or just in existence?
In existence. which isn't wrong. Again, I will just point out again, you can just burn CDs easily at home. Who cares? But
yeah, that's fair. I'm just wondering why this is the response at all.
Yeah, just some people that could never let go of cartridges. They just like it more, and they will find any reason why cartridges are better, and will leave out any reason why discs are better, and have been adopted, and that's that. That's literally the whole mentality. I'm not making this. This is literally it, and for them it's just like, well, again, it's the whole physical media ends. Well, discs sucked anyway, and you missed the point. And anyone who tries to say, well, they're not doing the corporate work for Sony with their take. It doesn't fucking matter. They still cannot do it because if you literally slide in and say discs are bad, and we should do something completely insane, then that's you. Because look, I'm going to show you a very easy example actually. Discs are incredibly universal, and especially I need to point out that nearly every single disc reader that we have is basically backwards compatible. So if you nowadays buy, for example, a disk drive for your PC that reads Blu-ray disc, like a really highly advanced one, 4K, etc., blah blah, you can still read CDs with them, and DVDs. Those are technically different ones for which you needed different players to upgrade, but they can still read the old ones. And this is actually kind of crucial because, look, when let's say the PlayStation 6, okay, has no disk drive. That means all games would be digital, which sucks. Period. But also, if you then say, we lobby them to make it cartridges, well, okay, now all your game data is on a cartridge and you can read it quickly on and off of it, and congratulations, you just blocked off the whole library of PlayStation games from ever being able to be played on the PlayStation 6, aside from emulation. And I mean that, because here's the thing. Yes, the first three PlayStation generations are insane monsters in terms of, just the hardware, which is why they were always kind of hard to emulate, even though we are getting there. Here's the thing, though. You can, and this is a thing that crucially the PlayStation 3 did, and a lot of consoles actually did. You could still have some kind of hardware part in there that allows them, to just, play PlayStation 3, 4 or 5.5 games will be backwards compatible on the PlayStation 6. So if it has a disc drive, you can just, put the games in that you own, even if they are not sold anymore or anything, you can just put them in and done. And if they ever decide to, do the work that, for example, PlayStation 1 games or PlayStation 2 games, also to a degree, natively run on that hardware, you could also just put the disc in and run the games. Do you realize how useful the disc drive is? Because it is completely backwards compatible from over DVDs down to CDs. That is the usefulness from that. By the way, if Nintendo actually also ever put out a reader, a literal reader for their Switch, I can tell you, you could also put in Wii or GameCube games and they would work. Now the problem here is obviously that they would need extra hardware attached, but that's not the thing Nintendo would have ever had problems with.
Nintendo likes selling add-ons for their stuff.
But those would be two consoles they could actually make accessible, even though they rather now do it through emulation. But anyway, it could be done. The thing is just, CDs are very, very universal. And the moment we will ditch them, you will just lose a lot. And yeah, I know there are problems with, For example, let's look at, for example, portable games. Yeah, to a degree, the cartridge has stayed on the handheld market for a reason. We will get into that for a small bit, but anyway, the thing is, look, if you go into the, if you look at the handheld market, it's just, there are a lot of cartridges, because the reality is, holy shit, you kind of need to have something that is fixed, that has good reading speeds, and, you know, that will not have problems being, you know, thrown around. That is just a hard problem to solve with a CD. Everything stationary, CDs are better. I mean, there are also portable CD players, but that's a different topic, but, you know. Anyway, the thing now is, okay, we are looking at, you know, handhelds. Even then, just straight up, compatibility is like usually one generation. Like, for example, you have Game Boy games, and you know, you can play Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, okay? And then you can play Game Boy games on an Advance and Advance SP, okay? And you can play Advance games on a Nintendo DS and DS Lite, but the DSi just ditched that slot. Again, they were able to just do it. They just, you know, didn't give a fuck to keep putting the hardware in. By the way, also a big thing you need to keep in mind, they specifically changed it, even though, you know, it's able to play advanced games, it can play normal Game Boy games, they just specifically changed it in a way that you can't just have more backwards compatibility on one handheld, because obviously they did that. They didn't want you to play your old games, they want you to play the new games. Then DS, ironically from DS to 3DS, they basically just added an extra notch, which, well, yeah, you could now play your DS games on the 3DS. And then you had, but you know, they at least were like, yeah, it's the same cartridge, but don't put the 3DS cartridge into, you know, the older one. Yeah, it's fine. And then they made a specific one for the new 3DS. It's just one or two games, granted, but they did that shit. And then, you know, when it came to the Switch, they just bailed. Now, yes, I know due to the lack of a second screen, it would have probably been hard to get Game Boy, Nintendo DS games running on the, you know, playable on the Switch anyway, but not impossible. You know?
It costs extra money.
Yes. The moment, that's the thing where I say we need extra, we need standards, and the thing is, the reason nowadays every single console uses just Blu-rays is because, I'm sorry, Sony kind of just pushed a better thing through, and it's so and it's like so widely used that getting just disk drives, like everyone's like, oh, but the disk drive costs extra. Yeah, but you can buy them from stocks. You can just say, oh, this is a good, this is the one that works, we just buy them and, you know, put them in its own little shell. That's literally what they're doing right now. Like, the more unified parts are, the cheaper they are, and that's, like, again, an upside to the... Fuck. That's just not upside to this, they're just universal. Like, this isn't to say that, yeah, we could technically start having, we could have games on cartridges again, like the Switch is doing it, but is it really that sensible? Also,
I mean, the same would happen with, like with discs back then. People tried madly, specifically companies, do not use them.
Oh yeah,
because one will have the rights of ownership and the licensing fees.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
I'm in this game. Hey, Chandra, who has the character that's moving this game? I cannot imagine moving this fast in life. I don't know, I need to look it up. Ironically, this is actually still one of the slower games in the series, of the newer titles.
It's possible to move with gear like that?
Yeah, like...
But not that long.
Yeah, like, it's one of those, you know, in video games you just have, like, you can just sprint, but, yeah. Sprint, but, like, again, it's not impossible. Like, for example, that's probably one of the biggest misconceptions around fantasy. Like, people are like, oh, look, you know, plate armor, it's so heavy and stuff, and then, you know, you see people in plate armor just, like, running marathons with ease. Because, holy shit, yeah, plate armor is heavy, but... And this is the big but. A knight was trained as fuck. Like, look, I've won that stuff back when I was, like, still very sporty. Or much more sporty than that. I could run in that shit, no problem. Like, plate armor is surprising. It's less encumbering than modern armor. That's not even the thing. Like, the thing about plate armor is it is to a degree, less, like, modern armor actually gives you more movement because it's, you know, more, it's Kevlar, it's more textile, etc. The difference is more, a modern soldier just has, like, double the amount of weight on them. Just period. Like, modern soldiers just, carry so fucking much equipment with them. Meanwhile, like, plate armors are pretty light.
Okay.
Yeah, which is, ironically due to the... Okay, but this is also due to the fact that, and this is kind of important to point out, European steel was really high quality. And, like, also the techniques to process that steel got better and better and better. So actually, you know, medieval plate armor is relatively thin and relatively lightweight, but very durable. Meanwhile, other countries just don't have that. Well, a lot of other countries didn't have anything similar. They needed to have more, you know... I mean, padded armor was also not that bad, but still. It added weight. But yeah, a knight with chainmail and plate armor, they can run at you with terrifying speeds. You know, great sword in hand. Which is like, it's so funny to me when people are like, talking about, you know, best survival methods in, like, zombie apocalypses, and, like, I'm sorry, most classic zombies would be survived by knights. Because A, the zombies could never bite through, like, even chainmail, and second, those fuckers are trained. They can split skulls in seconds.
Depends on the kind of zombie, actually.
Yeah, I mean, the classic zombies. More classic ones.
The shambling stupid ones.
The shambler ones.
Not the ones with AKs and hostages.
Okay, yeah, we're not going to Resident Evil's, Chrysalis virus, okay? We're gonna move that fast as I have to use smoothly. Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah, no for,
I mean, it depends on the mobility aid, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I
have access to.
But I think this is more about general walking.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those, if you're able-bodied and trained, you could definitely pull it off. Not for this long, but it is doable. Like, sprinting under duress is... I mean, look, even when you do...
you can sprint as long as the adrenaline works, I would say.
Yeah.
And then you kind of collapse.
True. I mean, the thing is that there's a reason why in... like, no matter what kind of sport you do, you still do, like, endurance training to a big degree. Like, for example, like, I did swimming and martial arts, and the thing is, you still went out weekly to just on runs, because the thing is, you needed endurance, even if you... If I had a marine run, I realized doing that was surprisingly close to the speed of the game. I did not. No, we did watch some Mythbusters, but I have not seen that episode. That actually sounds interesting. But yeah, no, like, I will just say soldiers are definitely drilled in a very, very different way. So this is possible to a degree, but oh, that was fast. But it also is depending on YouTube on the myths. I will look that up. That actually sounds very interesting. Yeah, but it definitely comes also down to that. But yeah, as I said, ironically, this is like from the modern titles. This is like the slowest one overall. Like, oh yeah, turning speed. You, if you have good footwork and boots, you can do that. That's definitely not a problem. What the fuck? What in the hacking is going on there? There were like a lot of grenade symbols just being spammed. So what in the holy hacking was going on there?
Well, as you said, either hacking or a team with coordination.
Even with my wheelchair, I can't turn it fast. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's definitely a thing that you train to a degree when you do sports or marine stuff. Like I said, I mean, I did look. Growing up, a walking stick, forget about it. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I actually did a bit of sword fighting back in the day, and that shit is actually what you learn. Like, getting around corners is like... That's actually an interesting thing. Fighting corners is like a very crucial thing of, like, warfare, old medieval warfare even. Like, for example, it's a good like a good example is actually, do you know why in castles they had a lot of stairs that were like why the stairs turn always with turning upwards clockwise?
Because left-handed people were suppressed.
No, the thing is, most knights were right-handed, so you could easier fight downwards.
Yes. Why were they right-handed?
Yeah, spiral staircase. Okay, you know what? I'm breaking stuff that actually came later.
Okay.
Medieval Europe was. I'm going to be very honest with you here. If you met people from across European time periods, you would get along very much with the medieval person, but not with the later Baroque and Victorian age person. These people were shit.
Well, they were also
and the Roman people were worse. What?
They were also full of respect.
Yeah. And the Roman people were worse. The medieval people, they are surprisingly chill. Like, they're not perfect, but like, there was still a very big.
So are we. Just look at the news.
Oh well,
terrible.
I don't think there's a time period in human history that wasn't terrible in some form. But like, I just want to point out in general,
yeah,
Yeah, medieval Europe was way more relaxed than most people think. Like, you need to keep in mind the general idea of, you know, the backwards Dark Ages. That's a thing Victorian people said to prop themselves up. I'm not making this up. It's literally saying the Dark Ages is literally using a term that is Victorian propaganda. You know, the people that put fucking bleach and granite into bread. Like, wow.
I can give the Baroque people one thing.
Yes?
They have good aesthetics.
Okay, that's actually very fair. But I will say, medieval Europe also had very good aesthetics.
Yes. Also true.
And they played the lute, and the lute is great. Lutes are great. I fucking love lutes. Yeah. It's just like, you know, just one step in before the guitar, but they were like really good.
They also should have had the cembalo, right? Late medieval?
That's later, but yeah, very late. Cembalo is more, it's definitely later.
I thought it was late medieval.
My friend got me a trans pride flag color key chain with illegal lesbian written on it because the UK government was inviting of trans people. Yeah, my god, fuck the UK.
Yeah. Is it just me, or is there a lot less news about this kind of stuff? Like
here?
In general, I stopped hearing a lot of trans news about laws and stuff.
I mean, you're also not that online.
If I notice a difference while not being much online, something is happening.
Pretty, actually, I've seen it a lot still. Very much.
I don't see it enough.
But probably because I follow a lot of angry trans women, and they have every right to be angry.
You do.
God, it is kind of it is kind of shit to see that, because like, you know what? It is so obvious how astroturf this is. Remote mobility issues, chronic health issues, and frequent cancers. I have no way of leading. That really is. I wish you could. You don't deserve to. Well, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna say it. If you like your, I think people should deserve to live where they want to live. But you know what? Fuck the UK government for making England a hellhole, because I've been there once. It was lovely. It was long before that. And I think, you know, Britain could be a very nice place to live, you know, if it wasn't for the British government. Without the UK NHS, I would be dead before COVID hit. Yeah. God. I get you. It's definitely very very depressing. I think the worst part about this is just the fact that like, honestly, I think the irony is we hear first cancer in 2019. Funny, you have to recover from majors. That sucks. And then I wanted to say, a few years ago, we actually witnessed in real time how much the trans, everything about trans rights was just like astroturf to hell and back in Britain. Because if you remember, at the start of COVID, or like until they were basically elected, even here conservatives try to do a trans debate thing. And the thing is, it went nowhere, because the majority of people in Germany were just like, why should we care about that? And they just never talk about it. But HRT in 2020. Oh! Congratulations still, but yeah. It's good that you have it. But yeah, that was just wild to see because, like, yeah, obviously, queer rights groups obviously went angry, but the majority of people were like quite literally, I think some more right-wing politicians tried to tell like the unions like, don't you care about this and that, or like in sports stuff, and they were like, no, we care about funding that we need. Shut up. And then the whole thing just died. Like, I think we haven't heard from anything about that in like 3 years or so here.
You mean in Germany?
It's just dead. Which just doesn't surprise me, but yeah. You know what's when I hear something very dumb, like last month, like a few weeks ago, I actually got a reminder, like my yearly reminder of like, hey, it's your yearly anniversary of getting HRT, and I'm like, yay! Wait, I didn't write down which year it was, so I just don't know when. It's so stupid. 2022 for T-Block. Yeah, I heard that the NHS is really bad. That's...
You know, it could be so easy. Just remove all of the unnecessary bureaucracy. Like, cis people can get blockers and hormone replacement therapy for the minorest shit. I don't know how to say it in English, but...
Most minor shit.
Most minor shit.
Minor is a thing that where you use most.
Okay. Yeah, but
I mean, you need to keep in mind though, the difference between the NHS and like German, the German system is here. Even the conservatives agree that having a functioning, a medical system is relevant. The NHS. Margaret Thatcher tried to sell it off and failed. And since then they are trying to basically strangle to death so they can sell it. Like...
I don't know what it has to do with anything, but it's shit.
It is shit. Basically they're trying to make the NHS so bad that they can justify making it private, selling it off.
It has nothing to do with what I said.
Okay. Oh yeah, you could... I mean, you could improve stuff, but they also just need more funding and stuff. Yeah.
I'm just saying, in general.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cis people get that shit super easy.
Obviously.
So why is it different for trans people? There's no reason.
Well, the reason is transphobia.
Yeah. But what if you just have something else? I don't know.
Our Labour Party has shifted so right-wing they are trying to dismantle the social safety net. Yep. Keir Starmer did his thing. Or Queer Harmer, as some call him. It's also a good one.
Like, I remember when I went to a psychologist for HIT. It was also basically like, this is pointless. You're basically talking to me to find out if I have any other mental health problem that you've... Technically your job is to find something so that I don't get what I want.
Yeah.
That's technically your job. And like, oh, why aren't you trusting me? Well, why?
Why? Oh, why has that happened? You know what, in that regard, I will say I definitely had it easier. Because, like, when I went through it, still the old stuff, I basically just came over psychologists and stuff who were like, yeah, this is bullshit. This is legal bullshit. Sorry.
It is legal bullshit.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's still more important for them to cover their asses instead of just saying, okay.
Yeah. At least it got so much better now.
In Germany?
Yeah. Like, honestly, the fact that self-ID happened and it's just, like, not even a thing that is debated anymore is very good.
Yeah, it was hotly debated before. When it came through, people noticed, oh, nothing changed. Oops.
Look, I think that is probably the biggest thing I can hand to the neoliberals in this country, that they generally just went and codified the exploit into just being general law. Like, yeah, just so you know, the biggest pushers for trans rights in Germany were the neoliberals here, which is, I know they're look, I hate them for a lot of reasons, mostly economic stuff, but
social politics.
In social terms, they have always been pretty good. Like, they teamed up with the Greens and they just pushed it through, and that was that then. Which is just like, thanks. If that is your legacy as a party that will never come back, I'll take that. But yeah, God, the Labour going so right-wing is just wild to see. Because, like, you know, look, it's not that, like, the Social Democrat, basic Labour government has rolled back the gender recognition. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's just kind of wild because, like, the Social Democrats here, like, I mean, they're incompetent and idiots, but, like,
could be worse.
Yeah, they could have been worse. Yeah, that's definitely very, that's pretty fucked, honestly. I just... I truly hope whatever is going on in Britain will revert course at some point, but...
Not to tell.
Yeah.
Big things need to change.
PRA law was a law the UK government was forced to pass to avoid prosecution for human rights violations in the European... Oh boy, Brexit. They really all wanted Brexit just to get that shit through, right? That's shit. Yeah. I mean, I really hope it changes at some point because, like, I know a lot of people on Turf Island, and I really wish you will be released from the bane of the fucking hate monger author in her mold castle. But it still sucks to witness. I don't think it's Brexit over the European Court of Human Rights jurisdiction. It did. It's the European Court of Human Rights is a thing that is basically is something that everyone who joins the EU is submitted to. So that's basically the thing why Hungary got fucked over, because, you know, they're in the EU, and when you're in the EU, you actually have the right to, you know, challenge stuff in the higher courts of the EU. Islam has been quietly moving UK to rejoin the EU because Brexit killed UK economy. I mean, that's something which would be very interesting because that would mean you need to bring back the GRA because you... That's gonna be very fascinating to watch if that happens, but yeah. But yeah, no, the European Court of Human Rights is generally something, it's just something for everyone in the EU. You have to submit to that if you're in the EU. Which is, you know, also why the whole Hungary thing could have happened under Orban, where, you know, they tried to, I think, you know, Orban's government tried to not recognize a person's gender, and they sued, you know, in European court, and they were like, yeah, you have to accept that. Which, by the way, is a thing that basically counts for the whole of the EU. So, yay. Then again, fucking Hungary is now not shit anymore, which is good.
Please, less shit.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I mean, I will say, you know, reinstating that law might just be the baseline, but there could generally be more. There could generally be more, like... But we have to see how that actually, plays out. This leads to damage with grenades, honestly, I truly hope you all get that, because self-ID is just useful. Okay, oh yeah, in actually a bit more positive news. Marine Le Pen lost in court and is barred from holding offices. Yeah! The Nazi woman lost. Joking, the worst thing about COVID is my long-distance girlfriend has had to cancel plans to come visit me as there are doctors who were assigned to COVID emergency hospitals. I mean, you know what? That is bad. But you know what? No, I get that. On a personal level, that is the worst. I think, you know, everyone's like, oh, what's the worst? There's a lot of, you know, general things about COVID that were bad, but I think everyone has their own personal thing that was just, like, really bad, and that definitely is... That definitely sucks, yeah.
I was lucky. I was lucky.
And how so?
COVID didn't affect me much.
Oh yeah.
That's lucky.
I mean, I'm still waiting to spend personal time with my polycule of 17 years. Good luck that this happens. That's the worst part about long distance stuff. It's always like, how do you plan shit? Like, it's like one of those where I sometimes think, you know what? Another girlfriend would be nice. How do I manage the logistics of that? Is a very different topic, though.
Well, that's a phase 2 problem.
Yeah, I know the first problem I have to mention is you going to be very judgmental.
I think you can do what you want.
No. You already told me once that you know you're not against me finding another girlfriend, but you will vet who it's going to be. Oh? You told me you're going to be critical because you don't want me to date a bad person. You told me that years ago.
I mean, I don't want you to date a bad person. Sure. But I think you're overreacting. In the end, it's your choice who you date.
No. Finding someone else, finding someone is the other problem. Early 2020, before the lockdown, we were looking at my going to San Francisco for surgery after lockdown. Yeah. It changed so fast over COVID. It's definitely that was bad. Well, I'm sorry. That really sucks that your plans changed so much.
Attack support is needed on the marked objective. Attention! Hostiles are attacking objective Bravo.
Fuck.
Just marked the repair station.
We now hold more objectives. Secure our defenses.
The only good thing that might come out of Brexit, of then when the UK rejoins to survive, it will have to follow human rights laws because there's the opportunity for some of my polycule to work in the UK trying to fix the screwed economy. You know what? Yeah. I mean, I think at some point you just need to look at if there are just a few positive things, you gotta take them. And if that means, hey, there are jobs in the screwed economy, then by all means, get those jobs in the screwed economy.
Hostile forces are attacking Charlie. There is a hostile
I mean, Brexit is... God, I don't even know how to describe how insane that was to watch. Like, how much that just... Like, how divided the country was on it. Like, look, if you see different nations on a map in terms of voting, you know you fucked up in some major way. Bah. I do wonder where everything will end up in later though. Like, does everything suck right now? Kind of, but I know how to put it in better way, in better terms than. I wonder how long it will last. One thing I find funny about race is that Thatcher had the UK get in on the founding of the EU, so the UK would have a stronger role in the EU because even she knew there was no future in the UK state. Like, yeah. Look, that's like literally the one thing. Like everyone. Yeah, you know what I wanted to say. Like, no, basically everyone agreed with Thatcher on that one point, and that's kind of like. And it's like, you know, if people, even hardcore leftists, agree with Thatcher on that decision, yeah, like, you know how correct that decision is to a degree. But no, you had to kill that off because, it's just insane. You know, I was about to say, the only two things, because rich people wanted to pay less taxes and sell the UK economy short on the markets for short term. Yeah, it's kind of insane how much rich people just keep destroying everything, and then are like Pikachu face, everything is bad. Oh yeah, obviously it's bad. You know, I was about to say, like, the only two things people could even agree on with Thatcher was, you know, being in the EU and the Falklands. But, like, oh my god, I've seen bad takes recently about the Falklands, which I'm just like, I think, genuinely, there are a bunch of young people that just never learned history. Like, like, unironically, I've seen people be like, if the EU is pro-Ukraine, they should also force the UK to give back the Falkland Islands. And I just sit there being like, are you dumb? As I said, that the Falkland Islands are the last remnant of the British Empire. I mean, look, the thing about the Falkland Islands is, okay, the only reason Argentina demands them is proximity. Like, the Falkland Islands are, like, actually far out of the coast, and no one lived there. Like, I genuinely, this is technically a colony, but it was one of those, you know, Atlantic Ocean islands, similar to the Canary Islands, which just, when the people that are now living there arrived, no one lived there. Like, people on the Falkland Islands are just British people. Is it technically a remnant of the Empire? Yes. Is it also, you know, one of those instances where you can say these are just British people, and, like, you know, basically small Britain, because it's basically just a fucking rock in the ocean with some penguins and shitty weather and sheep, a lot of sheep. Yeah, that's the Falklands. It's just, yeah, I'm sorry.
They don't want to go.
What?
And they don't want to go to Argentina.
Yeah, because I don't know how to better say it, but, like, I'm sorry to say this. Lots of minefields too. Well, thanks, Argentina, you know. But, like, yeah, the Falkland Islands were, like, quite literally just. Look, the Brits found a bunch of islands that were basically just Britain and empty, and they settled there. And then, you know, centuries later, literally a dictatorship was trying to prop up themselves by taking them over and, you know, showing their strength. And as sad as it sounds, look, Argentina is just Nazis to a degree. Look, everyone in the world just jokes about that they basically just are Nazi Germany with a 10 nowadays. Which
I don't know how bad it is there, but it's not good.
Look, it's not that bad. I know Argentinian people, but, like, a lot of rich Argentinians are like, you know, well, my parents, you know, they have tans. Yeah, people in Argentina have tans. They have deserts and shit. I mean, it depends on where you are, but, like, more to the north of Argentina, they are definitely more tanned. That is a thing, but yeah. Like, you need to keep in mind, Argentina is fucking huge. On one part they border Chile, and on the other end they border Brazil. So, you know, it's a very, very big country in that regard. But yeah, no. Like, a bunch of rich people. Like, don't forget, just like a few years ago, they actually found stolen Jewish artwork in an Argentinian home, because it was put up on basically their version of Craigslist. Like, quite literally. Someone's like, hey, I'm selling this home, and the people were like, oh, that's stolen artwork by the Nazis. And then it turns out, yep,
the Nazis stole it.
The Nazis stole it. The Nazis stole it, and yep, it was just hanging in that house because the people who owned it were the descendants of a fucking Nazi. Oh.
So far, so uneventful, they could just give it back.
Oh, they tried to not give it back.
Obviously.
But yeah, you know what? That's not even the first time that happened in Argentina. Like, houses with stolen Jewish artwork pop up a lot of times in Argentinian on Argentinian websites. It is quite absurd to think about that. That is just normal. Like, that is unironically one of the main ways how people actually find stolen artwork. And then, you know, tell the authorities, hey, that's stolen artwork. Do you want a political incident? If not, give them back. And that's how it happens. I wish I'm joking. I genuinely wish I'm joking. But, yep. But yeah, Argentina is just Argentina. They attacked the Falklands because they were like, we can show the world and our people how strong we are still by taking stuff from the evil British. And then the British subsequently ran over them. Because this wasn't fair, because I mean, it wasn't fair, but also to a degree because, you know, the Argentinian military was just worse. That's also a thing. But still, just short overview of the Falklands. Like, just to be clear here, it's just one of those cases where I'm like, look, if anyone comes at me and is just like, oh, but this territory is, yep, it's closer to Argentina than to Britain. No, it's mostly British people. It's one of those enclaves. You just gotta deal with that. You know, I'm sorry to say this, but if anyone ever challenges the, like, if the people on the Falkland Islands ever say they want to belong to Argentina or Brazil or whoever else, that's them. That's on them, you know? That's their decision.
Yeah, that we can support.
But until then, oh my god, comparing them to Ukraine is... Or Palestine, which is... Oh my god, that was probably the... That take left psychic damage, because it's just like... Genuinely people are... Look, I know, especially young people make very bad takes online with, you know, not having, like, enough knowledge of things. But, like, I feel like they generally stopped thinking about for 2 seconds if that take was even remotely a good thing. Because that was bad. That was just... Oh boy, that was bad. Then again, I've also saw the take that Europeans wanting to be able, like, unironically, European football fans wanting to be able to go to a stadium is white supremacy. And I just sat there being like, I know this is just one teenage idiot on TikTok. But wow. Some people really are very sure in their takes. To a very, very unhealthy degree. But then again, some stuff I heard about, like, people say against, you know, walkability is just... It's kind of insane. Like walkability. Oh, I mean in for example, that you can like actually walk everywhere in a city, like that it's accessible by foot, that you know you don't need a car to get somewhere. And yeah, like for example, you know, having shaded walkways, having a general having you know, people-oriented. Do you live in has too many hills for me to get anywhere without a car? I mean, yeah, it's not that I'm like, you know, that's the thing, you know, that's one of those things where I would say people really are kind of ignorant about that, because like it's not that this is like not a thing city planners don't look into. I don't have a car either. Oh, that sucks. Because like for example, I generally heard that that people are like, oh, walkable cities are not, you know, accommodating to disabled people because you know, you're expected to walk everywhere. And I'm just sitting there being like, hey, look, having good sidewalks and structuring a city around the fact that you do not need a car and reducing car traffic and that you need less stuff is also good for people with this. Oh. If I had a girlfriend in the city, it would still be long distance. That sounds like a bad city. Like, I don't know, I know not every city is like great with that, but like for example, here it's like, you know, getting like walkability is like, it depends on where you are. Like for example, there are some cities, and I can only like talk for example about Germany. For example, I would say yeah, that that's a big thing. Like for example, everyone, like for example here, nearly all of the subway stations and S-Bahn stations, so they're still working on them, like they actively build, making them completely wheelchair accessible. Like you can just go into a subway and drive where you want to go, and then, you know, go somewhere else because, you know, there are sidewalks and stuff. So it's exhausting. Yeah, that's always the worst part, like getting, like, how do you plan around hilly stuff? I mean, there are some solutions, I'd say, but and this is just one of those where I will say, you know, better, you need better bus access, you need definitely better. I will say trams are generally pretty good when it comes to hill stuff, because they, you know, can get a lot of people up and down hills. But yeah. Also low floor trams, very good for accessibility, because you can just like easier drive like roll into them, for example, or, you know, if you have other walking aids, that also works pretty well. Again, here you have like the subways that just are accessible. It's one of those, yeah, you don't need a car, and that's like good design. But not knowing enough trams for city, there's all hills. Yeah. God, you know, there are so many that's generally one of those things where I will say so many cities just need to build more trams, like, period. And ironically, a lot of problems in like many cities would just be fixed with like at least 3 more tram lines. It is kind of ironic. And yeah, there are parts, and there are cities and parts where, you know, I will say, build a subway, build heavy rail, just do it. It's more sensible. But like, again, a good tram line, a sensible bus line, and it would help a lot. I mean, to a degree, you don't even need to. The main thing is that you need to plan them around the fact that the endways are still. How much level ground they have. I mean, that actually depends generally on which city you are in, but I totally agree with you. Like, for example, we're currently living in a city in northern Germany, and look, shit is just flat here. Like, that's just quite literally, North Germany is very, very flat. We have a few hills, but not even like
the Ice Age.
Yeah, okay. Generally, what happened here is like if you look at the northern part of Germany, this is literally where majority is all hills, and I hate it. I get you. I lived in such an area. But like the thing is, here, literally the glaciers from Scandinavia during the Ice Age just went over it and just grounded everything flat. So it's pretty flat. Like there are still hills in the city, but not many. But meanwhile, where I'm from my where my parents live, and I actually visit there, quite literally the village is on like a hill slope, and on a yeah, northern Germany is definitely like the hill-free zone. I mean, I grew up in southern Germany, and as I said, there was just a hill. And like getting to swim training meant I had to actually cycle up that hill and over it, and it's training, and then cycle back over it, and it was exhausting. And I mean, it's definitely one of those things I can do because, I'm able-bodied, but it still sucked. And at the very least, they had a bus line going over it. Like, actually, I think the bus went 3 times per hour, so this was still a pretty solid bus line for, a very regional area, but still. What about Holland? Yeah. Oh yeah, there are a bunch of them there. Near Bremen, I suppose, because Holland and they made them there because Holland actually had some, what's it called, during the Cold War, and yeah, there. I know what you mean. The Dutch and German military are nowadays basically synced. So like, the German Marine is also stationed in Dutch harbors, and Dutch people are here. And generally during the Cold War, the Dutch actually had like the control over one battle group. So that's why a bunch of bases were just like near the Dutch border. So, in case the Soviets did anything, they could swoop in easier. That's one of the reasons they're there. Dun, 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 dun. Just a bit of history. But yeah, it is very flat here. But still, it's not that, I will keep saying, it's not that, hilly stuff can be hilly stuff is a problem, but you still need to plan, trams and stuff around that. I grew up in the late 1970s. I still can't get used to the Cold War being history. That was my childhood. Yeah, we're post-war children here. We're still the young kiddos, definitely. But, yeah. Not like my parents didn't talk about that, but
I got you!
I mean, a lot of stuff was still like recent memory for a lot of people. Like, I mean, all of my grandparents still witnessed World War II, so and that was like the deadliest conflict in human history. So yeah, it's horrible. And you know, all my parents, they still talked like, you know, the Cold War was over, and they were like, "Oh, okay." Carriers come to help with food prep and personal care. They all are people born in the 21st century. Yeah, it's this kind of time is moving on. It's kind of like, I mean, nothing probably symbolizes more the march of time than the fact, like, what do we consider, you know, retro consoles? Because, yeah, technically the PlayStation 3 is a retro console, and I hate that. I fucking hate that. It's not supposed to be. But then again, I know for a lot of people the SNES should not be a retro console. Rightfully. That's, yeah. It's just one of those things develop weirdly. But yeah, I mean, again, it's kind of insane how little we build trams nowadays. Like, I think some cities realize, oh yeah, trams good, let's build more trams. But it's not enough. Like, for example, like, you know, you generally just need to have consistent ways of getting people, you know, up hills, and then at best having almost flat ways of connecting, you know, the stations horizontally around the hills. That's the best way to do things, but it's rarely done. Even though you can do it in a lot of ways. It's like computer games only existed during my lifetime. I mean, yeah, here too, but still. It's kind of weird looking through history. Like, I know I brought it up once, but there's still the whole thing when I you know, when it comes to trams, that people are like, oh, you know, trains can't do everything, and like, they can. Okay, but they are very versatile. Like, look, when people are like, oh, you know, trams can't go up like the really steep hills, I will just point at the Zacke in Stuttgart, and it's like,
They can.
they can. You just need to want to build them. They already exist.
They can't easily drive over the ocean.
We don't have the sea train yet, I know. There are some trains that can... I know there is a train somewhere that actually dips through a river, but I don't know where it was again, but still. First video game console was the early 1970s, so it is close. Yeah! video games have existed for like a long time. Like, it's kind of funny how people are like, oh, the first game was Pong. And like, technically not. The first game was just tennis. And people built it on like an oscillator. You know, the thing that actually had like a very fluid way of moving dots. And so they generally had it so that it was like a side view of a tennis court with like and then the ball bounced over it. So like there were physics before Pong. Which is just interesting to think about. And then shit just rapidly updated all of me. Yeah. I mean, simple forms, but yeah. How are you deciding to actually do stuff? Yeah, now we have huge multiplayer games with destructible environments in just like just a few decades actually. It's kind of crazy. Are those anti-vehicle mines? Yeah. I just switched the mode around a bit. Isn't using mines considered a war crime these days? Nope. I mean, yes, no. Okay, look, the thing is it's actually a bit, how should I put it in the best way? It's a bit weird. Like for example, let me check, for example, yeah, anti-personal landmines. Those are banned, but not anti-tank mines. So, I mean, I just want to point out, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just putting it up. So yeah, the Ottawa Treaty. This was 1997. So, I just want to, yeah. What was that just then in game about professional boyfriend? Ah! Battlefield. It's Battlefield. But yeah. I mean, they are fighting their shortenings in general. Like, you know, you need to keep in mind, a while ago, like for a few games they tried to still name their in-game thing Battlefield currency, but the whole the player base just refused it. They just called it. Well, some people said Battlefield coins, and then just shortened it to points. And now in this game, the devs were just like, fuck it, points it is. And it's like, yay, we won. You can do nothing about it. Yeah, but I want to say just probably one of the most unshocking maps of all time. The Ottawa Treaty. This is quite literally the treaty about banning anti-personal mines. Just so you know, blue blue are all the countries that ratified it. Light blues are ones that joined it. Gray ones are those that never ratified it, and the dark gray ones are the ones that are removed themselves from it. And I think nothing about this map should shock anyone. Obviously, the US never ratified a treaty against anti-personal landmines. Obviously, Russia also didn't. Or, countries, China or India or Pakistan, because these are still kind of like, trying to kill each other to a degree, especially Pakistan and India. Or, Korea, because none of them would like to, remove the mines from their side of the demilitarized zone. And, I do understand the degree the Finns and stuff, but look, I just want to, at this point, it's arranged that the UK is blue here. Look, the thing is just, I think this is just one of those things where they never really thought about. I think this is not a thing they are thinking about. Like, again, this is 1997. You ratified it in 1997. The current UK government is too just broken in the brain to think about, oh, do we want to use anti-personal landmines again, which are... Look, the thing about anti-personal landmines is just they're cruel, they're bad, and they don't work. Like, they just don't work. I don't even know what to say about it at this point. Like, oh yeah, do they maim people? Yes. They can also kill people. Yes. But usually, when people are in gear, they will have bad wounds, but will keep fighting later. And they just stay in the ground. The thing now is, again, this is anti-personal mines. Anti-tank mines, they are very much allowed to just be around because, shockingly, anti-vehicle mines are relatively safe. Relatively. I'm not saying like, oh, this is like a perfect thing here, but like if you look at some footage from the Ukraine war, like quite literally, anti-vehicle mines are used as like improvised hammers to like drive sticks into the ground or stuff. Because I know it sounds shocking, but again, they are that safe to a degree. They literally are made in a way that even if you even if a human steps on them, they will ignore it. They need to be specifically be hit by a vehicle to even remotely do anything.
Something heavy.
Something very heavy. Which again, even though they're like metal boxes filled with explosives, you can use them, you can just throw them around and use them as like as hammers, because again, they're relatively safe. So ironically, yeah. Oh well. Is a civilian car even heavy enough to trigger an anti-tank? Let me check.
What's the question?
How much weight does it take to trigger an anti-tank mine? 100 to 350 kilograms. So yeah, usually you need to be over 350 kilogram because the. So yeah. I think a car would probably.
It really depends on how they're designed.
Yeah.
Like most anti-tank mines are designed that soldiers in light vehicles can drive past.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing though about the range trucks are heavy enough, but most cars are not. Yeah, that's the thing I wanted to point out because, like, on one hand, yeah, I think probably if you just look at the average sedan or a small car that the normal people use, you probably won't have a problem. Everyone who drives one of those fuck off SUVs, they will probably explode. So that's much nicer. So only American cars are at risk. Mostly. There are also some heavy SUVs from Europe, but oh yeah, the Americans, they are fucked. American trucks would just... I mean, oh shit, now that I think about it. If there isn't an anti-air slapped onto the back or so, I think those Toyota trucks that the Taliban also use, they would be fine. But not the American trucks. Oh, that's actually a very funny thing to think about. I mean, I don't. Just to make sure that this was not taken out of context, I don't advocate for anyone to drive over a landmine. It's just very funny to think about where it would trigger and when not. But yeah, interestingly, anti-vehicle mines are surprisingly safe. And I would not recommend having a sheep go over an anti-tank mine. It depends on the sheep, but yeah. But like, I mean, it's actually kind of interesting how mines are still, I mean, I think some people are actually using, mine clearing is actually kind of interesting. Okay, look, I will not say mine clearing is great, but it's interesting because like, you know what's the best mine clearer that we have right now? Rats. That's right. Rats. I don't have anything else to say. Rats are just really good at finding mines, actually. And they are also very easy to, you know, train to find them. So, yeah. Oh, we were still at the using explosives to clear them. Oh, you know, they do use explosives to clear them, but it's usually like, especially anti-personnel mines are usually scooped up and, you know, transported to like a safe location before they are detonated. That is usually the way it's done. Like how it's done with nearly all, you know, old ordnance. But like you need to find the mines first. So like, especially in Africa and such, where they have like minefields to just find and clear, they generally use rats nowadays to just spot the mines, you know, then dig them up and bring them to a place where it's safe for them to be detonated. Then again, it is kind of interesting how certain countries just have like very similar experiences. Like for example,
Alright, attack next sector and secure the enemy positions.
So, for example, in Germany and also in Vietnam, there are still like dedicated groups to find like bombs, like aerial bombs that haven't detonated in the ground, because they just pop up there or here and there all the time. Would be surprised if a rat could be heavy enough to trigger even an anti-personnel mine. That's exactly why they are not. That's exactly why they're using rats, because they are not heavy enough to trigger anti-personnel mines.
Most of them.
Most of them. Because, you know...
We had, I think in the Afghanistan war, there were mines that were so shittily designed. I think they were called butterfly mines or something.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy snowfall could trigger them.
Yeah. But most, you know...
they're not very useful.
Yeah, but, you know, most mines that were not made in a fucking backyard, you use rats, because they don't trigger them. But then again, you know, as you said, heavy snowfall, which happens in Afghanistan quite a lot, so they just cleared themselves. Would be sorry, but yeah, it's... God, interesting how we now talk about military logistics.
So technically, butterfly mines, while being terrible to use in an area with heavy snowfall, are technically self-recyclable.
I wouldn't call it that, but
at least no one needs to clear them.
From what I also remember, they were also usually just very bad. So, you know, it's one of those used in the beginning and then just stopped being used because they were just like too bad at their job.
Yeah. You know what I'm thinking right now in those more military RTS?
Yes.
Why don't we ever have 2 pulse anti-tank mines?
What?
2 pulse in a sense, okay. If the track drives over an anti-tank mine.
Yes.
Heavy enough signal. A 2 pulse anti-tank mine is for specifically like tank battalions, so that the second one explodes. So that suddenly you could also make more pulses. The group of tanks gets separated by the wreckage.
I mean, you definitely need something that is a bit more quote-unquote realistic for that, but...
Yeah, but company of yours fights.
I was about to say Company of Heroes.
I don't think they have those.
No. But, then again, Company of Heroes is probably a name people are like, oh, yeah, that exists. And they actually are making still stuff for the third game, but...
Nobody cares.
Apparently still people are still playing, but...
Yeah, but they don't count. Sorry.
They don't care.
They play Company of Heroes. I'm sorry.
You also played Company of Heroes.
I played it, and I'm still of the opinion the fact that they got any other game out after Company of Heroes 2 with their whole you unlock doctrines and commanders by playing.
I mean, from what I know, you don't do that anymore in 3, but yeah.
Doesn't matter.
That was bad.
The fact that they could get a game out afterwards and did the same thing with Dawn of War 3, by the way.
Oh god, yeah.
No.
I hate the fact that Dawn of War 3 still was like pretty good, pretty solid game if they kept working on it.
Baseline, yeah.
Yeah. I think the most realistic shooter game I would be interested in is the Borderlands games. I mean, Borderlands is also more of an RPG, honestly. We did play through 1 a while ago, and we still kind of have the plan of like getting a run through 2 on the way at some point. But yeah, I mean, the best about them is, I think, really, if you ever want to shoot stuff, but you know, never really like the whole actually aiming and shit, that is definitely more for you, I would say. Similar with Payday 2, actually. I think the reason Agonia even does play Payday 2 with me is the fact that it is like very much an RPG at the core, where you know making the right build matters more. Borderlands 4, we don't have that. I haven't played it yet. I don't have it either. Biggest problem here, I do want to play it one day, but I need to get Agonia a better GPU. Because her CPU is fine, I should probably still get her a better one, but she still hasn't at 1080 and, you know, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think there is a reason Borderlands and Payday 2 are like those games that stick around, because I think a bunch of people think, you know, the whole point-and-click interactivity of some games is good, but they don't want, you know, the general twitchy stuff. And if you have like some RPG systems in there, it definitely helps getting people more into things. Like, I like this here. This is also because, you know, I kind of grew up on Battlefield. Like, this is fucking serious. Wait. I mean, technically saved my life, but that's a different story. But in general, you know, again, RPGs and stuff, they help a lot, I would say, with people getting in, especially when they have co-op. Like, also a while ago, we played through the System Shock remaster, which now has actually functioning co-op, like System Shock 2. And, hey, you know what? It is very fun playing that co-op because, yeah, the RPG system is a bit simpler than Borderlands, but you can still go and be like, you know, hey, Agonia went for she's hacking, I'm shooting, and then we just split the work, and it worked perfectly. Actually, we went and defeated everything. Hell yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow, I killed Gundam. Now my model isn't arriving tomorrow. Oh yeah, by the way, I actually tracked where my model is. And apparently it's flown over here. I was like, oh, it's just a truck. No, no, no. They brought it down to an airport near how's this calling? Florence. And, you know, playing Path of Exile 2 a lot of late. I have not... okay, fuck it. First of all, and yeah, apparently it's flown over now, so... I'm getting air-delivered Gundams. But Path of Exile 2... I've heard only good things about it. I have not tried it yet. It's definitely one of those games that,
If it's anything like Path of Exile 1, I know why I won't play it.
From what I know, it's, which gun... it's a ground type RX-78 from 8th MS team. Saw it and like, oh yeah, high grade. I love 8th MS team. I want that, and then I grabbed it. So yeah, I will. If it's here tomorrow, I will definitely post stuff on Blue Sky and maybe some Discord, because like I'm excited. Fucking love 8th MS team. That's just like peak Gundam to a degree. But yeah, I don't know, because from what I know, Path of Exile 2 is like, instead of free to play, it's actually pay to play. So you just have everything. Which is
because Path of Exile 1 had a problem with stashes that you could buy. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But like the second one, from what I heard, is just like you pay it and you play it, and it's
It would actually be way more interesting then.
yeah, it's apparently also really good. Like a lot of people are like, you know, how's it called? Yeah, Diablo 4 is out, but it's just not. It's not good. Like
it's Blizzard. Come on.
Yeah, Blizzard shipped the bed. I know, it's sad. But yeah, basically everyone says now, you know, the new genre standard is Path of Exile 2, which is interesting. Path of Exile is going free to play when it leaves early access. Oh, okay. Well, I would need to inform myself where this... I mean, Witch from Mercury was, like, good in the first half, but, like, it's just kind of face-planted in the second. Which is pretty sad, honestly.
They had the relationship between Miriam and Celeste. Yeah, that was good.
The relationship was great. I will say, though, for everyone who's like, they finally had a lesbian relationship. Listen. I'm sorry to tell you that, but Iron-Blooded Orphans also had that.
And technically the first gun.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lesbian in there, but not, you know...
she had a girlfriend.
She had a girlfriend, yes. But that was Zeta, not the first.
Ah, sorry.
It was Zeta. But the first lesbian couple that is also active in the show is in Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Depending on how you read it, too.
Technically, there's more than one, but yeah. But yeah, it's I would just say again, 8th MS team is just that's just some good mecha show. I fucking love that one. It's legitimately one of those, yeah. You know, it's mechs in the jungle. It's dirty. It's grimy. There is like really nice undertone in the like themes in the visuals. AMS team. You know, I'm typing it out. It's 8th. That's it. It's the 8th one. Maybe I'm just pronouncing it very badly.
The TH in English isn't that easy for non-natives.
I guess. That's an OVA from the 90s. It's just really good. I absolutely adore that one. Yeah, okay, no problems. No problem. I could have maybe also phrased it better. There we go. But yeah, 8MS team is... That's such a good show, I fucking love it. But yeah, I have the ground type Gundam from there. Well, I ordered it, it's coming over from Italy. So, I'm really looking forward to that model. Like, only the 4th. It's not a lot. I mean, the thing I'm currently looking into is, I think the only 2 things I still want in terms of Gunpla models is I want to have all the versions of Barbatos, and also like one, classic RX-78, because I have Char Zaku in SD form and high grade, and I have also the RX-78 in SD form, so I was like, oh, get one in high grade, so they're matching. And second part was the original Gundam. Oh, so so Gundam and Gundam Zeta, I suppose. I would say Double Zeta is probably better. I actually kind of like Double Zeta a bit more than Zeta. I know I'm probably in the minority here, but I just like Double Zeta.
It's not bad, but Camille has way better energy.
Okay. Listen here. Camille has unmatched energy. Okay. Judo is the better protagonist. I haven't seen Zeta or Double Zeta. I highly recommend them. They're great. Camille's just fascinating. He's just like he's just a little shit to a degree. Like, look. He even says it himself. He's just an autistic kid thrown into a horrible situation, and he's completely right to say that. But he's also a little shit, and we love him for that. Yeah, they kind of do that. Like, I mean, okay, like, Gundam Seed is not even a good retelling of the original Gundam. And on that regard, I would say Wing is better, but even Wing is like... like, Wing is also okay.
I still like probably Iron-Blooded Orphans the best. 8MS team is up there.
I mean, the strength of Iron-Blooded Orphans is actually like looking at what the original Gundam show said and being in critique of that. That makes it actually like, and like not in the like not in but like the general themes of what the show has. Like, for example, the whole idea of, yes, the youth will succeed the old and usher in a better time, and it's like, no, not really. The youth is just the youth.
They kind of do, but they also have to, well, make themselves go away for that to happen.
Yeah, Orphans is, in my opinion, really good. That was probably the best modern Gundam. Like, I will say I'm a big defender of the second half of 00. Like, look, that one was good. Also known as Pocket War was really... Yeah, 8MS Team is really good, but I would say if you really like 8MS Team, you will like Iron-Blooded Orphans, because they're like both the ones that are really focused on the whole, it's more gritty, and I don't want to say grounded, but it's more, it's deadlier, it's grimier, and that is a very good atmosphere to be in. I think Iron-Blooded Orphans just is very much more into the, oh yeah, shit is really bad situation. I mean, that was the best part of Witch from Mercury. Everything else was just... I mean, I've clashed with people with that, but like, look, I'm not saying Witch from Mercury was like... I mean, Witch from Mercury is just kind of not a good Gundam show. It's fine. Don't worry about that.
Neither is ours.
Hey, we're also not native. I mean, I got confused with a native speaker a lot of times, but I don't know. Then some other people are like, oh, your German accent is showing a lot. I'm like, oh, okay, good. Die. I died. Damn it. But, turns out there's downsides to war. Shame it's my only language. It's fine. Like, the thing is, I mean, I would say Witch from Mercury was, like, sadly not really a good Gundam show. Like, just on the merits of what Gundam is. Because, like, Mirin and Suletta, great relationship, best part about it, and I wish they would do something like them again, just in, you know...
A good Gundam show.
A good Gundam show. Like, that's the anti-war... Not even that, really. Like, look, in the end, it had nothing to say. Like, at the, this end is just, hey, actually the government was evil all along, and the corporations just needed better,
leadership.
Better leadership. And I just sit there being like, oh, that's a take, I guess? Like, yeah.
Yes, I mean, what happens after?
Yeah, it's just...
Like, if the next person goes on top.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like nothing really happens in Witch from Mercury compared to, you know, where, you know, Iron-Blooded Orphans just opens up with the whole, hey, look, the original Gundam show was very much in the whole, hey, child soldiers are bad, and yes, but it was always like, they always had the whole child soldiers are just kind of being dragged into the conflict by necessity. Meanwhile, Iron-Blooded Orphans was like, okay, no, fuck it. Child soldiers are just part of the fucking economy because that's how it would work. That's how it works in real life.
And then they only have those skills, so they do more war.
Yeah, like the whole... like, child soldiers are maybe not the future directly. And like, it's just like, they just nailed a lot more down in that show, I would say, in terms of themes. And again, Witch from Mercury, it's fine. And then it just kind of collapses in the second half. I will give it, though, the one thing. You can watch it, and you can enjoy it. Crooks is way worse. Oh my god, is Crooks bad. Oh,
I think you can enjoy Crooks in a sense that you can enjoy really bad fails. Like someone who just can't write for shit.
Oh, Crooks really has the Nipple baby energy. Like, it is insane. Oh. But also, hey Sophie, sorry I didn't react to that. Nepo baby. From nepotism. Basically, like, you know, Gundam Crooks feels like it was written by someone and directed who only got the job because their parents are rich and have influence on the company. Not because, you know, they were, like, directly talented in doing it. Which probably wasn't... you know, Nipple Baby is also interesting. I'm like, what is the Nipple Baby? Nipple babies. Don't worry. Look. Writing and talking is not really a big problem, so don't worry about it. And, you know, if I need to repeat myself, it's fine. Like, I have also people in chat that, you know, that don't have, like, English as their first language, and, like, sometimes you just have to repeat things. Hell, I sometimes slur my words like an idiot. Happens. Apparently, you know, I'm glad I'm not as bad as my dad. Unironically, by the way. Funny story that happened. So, generally, do not worry about that. I know people that, I knew people that also just had major stutters. It's fine. I don't really care about stutters. I know it can suck. It happens for various reasons. I think people who are like, especially parents who are angry at their kids for stuttering are just like the worst. Oh wait, they literally are the worst. I had that like confirmed a while ago again.
You wanted to get to the
Yeah. So basically, my dad like speaks in a very he has a really deep voice, and also he has an accent because he has a dialect.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, I mean, I grew up with him. I understand him, no problem. But Agonia, like when she first met him, was just like, I can't understand him. I'm like, why? It's not hard. I'm like, huh? And then, like a few, like a year later or so, I talked with my grandma about that, and she was like, "Oh, thank God, I'm not the only one." I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Yes, I have such a problem understanding your dad." And like my grandma was literally happy to hear from that my girlfriend also has problems understanding my dad.
I mean, your mom also agrees.
Yeah, she also said this, and my dad literally was like, "Wait, that's a problem." It's like, oh boy, we are unpacking things in this family right now. Grandmother on my mom's side. Something is broken here. Well, yeah, grandmother on my mom's side. My grandparents on my dad's side are dead. And well, my grandpa from my mom's side is also dead. That was not a good year. Well, not good. Not good. 2 good years. Let's just put it like that. But yeah. But no, grandmother from my mother's side. Ah! Why do we fix that? God, this game has just some weird taped together problems.
Duct tape.
Very much duct tape energy. You are right. But mine sucks because most of the time I can suppress it, so it takes people by surprise. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be bothered, but that's definitely me. It's probably more because I grew up with people that had a stutter that I'm just like not bothered by that.
I knew someone who had a stutter.
Yeah.
It's like it's obviously worse for the person who has the stutter.
Yeah, I know.
But like at least just hearing it, no problem at all for me.
I think it's just like one of the mixture of like it. I know a bunch of it. It's not nice for a lot of people to have it.
Yeah,
I know even the person I knew had he had problems with it, but also like, yeah, too many people are just weird about stuttering, which is just the worst part. Society should be better, is all I'm saying. But yeah.
All call signs. Hostiles are trying to capture our territory. Hold position and deplete their forces.
Shit. But yeah, in general, people just need to be like more chill around disabilities. Even if sometimes, in hindsight, there can be very funny moments to a degree. Oh, I just remembered, so there was this one girl in school. and she was she had pretty strong autism. Like I went to, just for context, I went to a boarding school where like a bunch of people just had like a bunch of people were going there with like help from, you know, the government because they had problems, and like at some point when she was there, she discovered Minecraft, and she kind of had the thing that she also got paranoid really quickly about creepers. So like, yeah. It's just kind of the thing that happened is I generally had like once like a really hard anxiety attack over like a bunch of things, and quite literally I just was like going like just down the road because I was just like with how much I struggle with my autism, it shocks me that I was first diagnosed at age 31. It is generally kind of shit how late some get diagnosed. But yeah, basically, I was kind of a person a lot of people apparently went to when they had like personal problems. And like generally, I had in that moment like an anxiety attack. Like I was walking towards to my best friend because I was just like I needed to have like I just needed someone to be around to talk. And then she just like comes, like grabs me, looks me in the eyes, and she's like, "The creeper's following me." I just stand there and look at her and like, "Not now!" Wrong timing. I feel bad in hindsight about that. Even though, you know, thinking about that, it's just like, the timing was just so bad. But yeah, for her it was like, no, there were creepers and problems, and she needed someone to calm her down. Like, yeah, okay, but wrong moment. I just had an anxiety attack. I have an anxiety attack. Please no. Shit that happens. Yeah, you know, in hindsight, it's just one of those things where I can say, if you have the ability to laugh about stuff, life can be a lot easier. Obviously, it's not like you can laugh about everything, obviously, but...
It can, but it's not healthy.
Yeah, that's not healthy, but I think being able to see the human, to find the human things does help with life. But yeah, to be honest, the odd one out, that is the only war drama that you can... I mean, I think Gundam works in that way because it is just a little bit silly on top. Like, yes, it is very serious, but the fact that it's animated and it's just, you know, it's animated. It's still big robots that are cool, so it works. There's like a layer of detachment. Like, it doesn't have that detachment. I can see that. I can see that. Like, I love Black Lagoon. That is one of my favorites, but like, if you have a general problem with that, I can see where that layer is left out, because Black Lagoon is definitely way more realistic in that regard. Is it still over the top? Yeah. Is it still incredibly like real about certain things? Yeah.
We need defensive support on the marked objective.
I guess it's definitely one of those, hey, we're gonna talk about the ugly sides of humanity, and you're gonna be in for a ride. It has fantastic girls though, so that much is granted, I would say. Just have fantastic girls. I mean, Balalaika is great. And Revi. And I mean Roberta. Like, holy shit, Roberta. Roberta's just peak. Like, she's generally one of those where, like, yep, she could kill me. She could just end my existence if she blinked. And that's hot.
Defensive position needed on the marked objective.
But also the, definitely one of those backstories where you're like, yep, someone went through some shit. Someone exploded before me. I was laying C4, damn it. I wanted to go boom. Honestly, it is kind of interesting in that regard that Gundam just consistently has like neurodivergent protagonists. Like, that is probably one of the most consistent things they have.
True, actually.
Yeah, I mean, Amuro is definitely neurodivergent in some form. Like, hell, the original show opens and like, oh no, Zeon is attacking Site 7. What are they going to do? Amuro like, shut up. Yes, there's an invasion. Yes, we will probably lose the colony, but I have something to do right now. Stop interrupting me, Fa. Was it? Yuri was in the first series. Yeah.
Sure.
And then you have the fucking books about him, and you're just like, oh my god. His response to an invitation is to sit down and read the menu. Yes. I mean, honestly, I think the it's even funnier when you read the books because like at the end of Gundam you're like, oh yeah, he seems like a very all over the place person, and then you read the books and it's just like, you know, yeah, Cha and Amuro are definitely a thing, as in like they are broken people that cannot accept the fact that they probably have feelings for each other, and then you learn about the fact that Amuro is apparently kinky as fuck, and that's the reason he's actually not responding to advances from Fa, because he's just like, no, I would be too weird for her, and I'm like, god damn it, why are you like this? Amuro, she would be fine. God, the protagonists of Gundam are just like very broken people. No, I think that there's new diversions going on. What is Log? Also, hey, Sophie. Oh no, I mean Amuro is apparently like really kinky, and that's why he, you know, doesn't want to go into a relationship with Fa Yuri because he likes her. And she likes him, but he's just like, oh no, but what if I'm too much of a freak in the sheets? And it's just like, Amuro, what is your problem? God damn it. Legend of Galactic Heroes. I have never seen that. I cannot actually comment on that. But yeah, it's God, Gundam is very fascinating. And then, you know, you have Zeta, with the very famous line where Camille just like shouts out that he's just autistic and doesn't want to deal with all that shit, and like mood Camille mood. Kind of funny. I mean, funny in the, you know, context of, you know, just the show spelling, like having the main character spell out, just literally, I'm too autistic to deal with all this shit, and like, yeah, I get it. It's a lot. Zeta Gundam is a lot. Camille should not deal with that. Space Operas and anime. I maybe need to take a look at it. I mean, currently we're kind of started rewatching the Blade movies because I was just like, I want to watch the Blade movies again, and we watched Blade yesterday, and Agonia was like, yeah, Blade is good. I'm like, yes, Blade is good.
Could have been better.
You know what? I think everything could have been better at some point, but yeah.
Yeah, but my critique is different.
I know you want to have more vampires and more lesbians and more blood sucking. I know.
Yeah.
They should let you make a vampire series. It would be horny as fuck. Agonia, just so you know, Agonia here is a resident vampire enjoyer. And if you're like, okay, but how strong? She literally licks my blood. Whenever, if I ever cut myself and there's like blood, she's like, ooh! And apparently mine tastes good, so I guess. Vampire series boring Germans in space. I never need to watch it then. Casual lesbian cannibalism. I mean, it's more blood fetish, but she just likes licking it when it's available. She just enjoys the taste of blood in general. I remember when I did make, that's also one of the reasons she does want me to make liver sometimes, because for her it's just, yay, it tastes like blood or similar.
Doesn't taste.
But it's very irony.
It is irony, but liver tastes like meat cake.
Yeah, I can't eat it. It's I don't know, for me it's too irony in the taste. You know that.
Yeah, I know that.
But yeah. Otherwise, yeah. She does lick my blood when she can. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, that sucks. I mean, we also have to, like, actually watch out recently because, I mean, we have not tested liver yet. But,
I don't think we need to, but yes.
What?
I don't think we need to test it, but yes.
Maybe we should, just to see if you do actually get around with it.
We can.
Yeah.
Then I can get liver at least once.
Yeah. Because Agonia apparently has developed a histamine intolerance, and it just makes finding food not that easy. But that's that. I just need to cook for her with whatever I can that she can eat with all the love I can pour into it. Which might be a bit tricky, but that's that. I hope it helped.
The enemy has secured Charlie.
Or 10 years ago, that. Oh.
All call signs. We need to push the enemy back and secure the site. First sector is cleared for attack. Let's go.
We need attack support on the marked objective.
Oh, weird seeing this map again with colors. After they had like it locked in for a few months in just the snow version. Damn it. Damn it! I don't want to die all the time. Yet I do. Oh yeah, I actually just realized, wait, next week, oh damn, I'm actually back. Okay, because, just pointing out, next week I will not be here for half of it. Because, you know, visiting parents and stuff, just...
So no Vicky next week.
No Vicky next week? Yes, sorry.
Very sad.
I'm so sorry. I could see if it runs on the laptop, but I don't think that.
No, no.
But yeah, being there, being at my parents, you know, doing the... Just, visiting for the year. Saying hi to the grandma, nephew, and all that. The usual stuff. But actually, I will be back for the next season afterwards. That's actually pretty cool.
The enemy has secured Bravo.
The enemy has secured Bravo. We've secured Bravo. Secure squads.
Defensive position needed on the marked objective.
Oh. But now I realized another thing. We're gonna play Monster Hunter tomorrow.
Yeah.
We basically only have until next Monday really left.
Until?
Well, until I am left for a week, so we probably will pick up afterwards, but still. It's just a thing I realized. I wonder how far we get in that time. Killing Rathalos.
You're outside the combat area. Return ASAP. Our forces are attacking final sector. Target the objectives and winning battles.
Nope.
Attack support needed on the marked objective.
Damn. That is a very long series. Definitely one of those strap in for it ones.
On track to win the fight. Let's close this out.
In most episodes, one person watches a documentary about Earth history. That's cool. I like when series just do some more meta stuff. Honestly, it's also probably one of those reasons why I am definitely of the opinion that the later seasons of Supernatural are overall kind of better than the first ones. Because, like, I'm sorry, the series was never, like, ooh, so serious. Like the seriousness kind of dragged it down to a degree. Meanwhile, in later seasons, they just realized, wait, this kind of campy. Let's just lean into that. And it's very enjoyable, and they have some of the best characters later on. But then, just some episodes going full on meta while still staying in the context of the show, that was just very enjoyable. Like, I remember the bear episode, the teddy bear.
Yeah.
That was a good episode. I'm generally like, how can people hate that? It's just like, sorry, yeah, we're talking. Look, you have a series about people that hunt the supernatural, and sometimes the supernatural is just a bit silly because the supernatural isn't following like clear morality rules or something. I'm sorry, that's just the weirdest thing to me. I'm sorry, like, when someone asks me, like, oh, but why do you think the later ones are better? I don't know, they have they just have sporadic misadventures of a turbo lesbian that just gets roped into the weirdest shit all the time. She's great. Should probably eat dinner. Have a good dinner. That's fine. Don't worry. This is like also probably the last round I play here. I mean, hey, I'm yapping about Supernatural now and how the later parts are actually just way more enjoyable. I mean, I don't even know who cares about that, but yeah. Dun, 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 dun. You know, it is kind of funny how to think about that. The gun I'm using right now, and technically not isn't even a carbine, but that this is the one thing they are trying now to replace the M4 in the US military, and it's probably going to fail for the most obvious reasons. Sometimes engineering is very... Why are you cutting the walls? Another assault rifle. Yes, I could take that one, but I need to do headshots, so... What's a good headshot machine? Yes? Ah, yes. The newest version of the worst, one of the worst guns in human history. And for anyone who doesn't know, this right here, I think there was a variant of it being... This is a variant that was offered but not produced. Yeah. The gun that it's, so the... L85, okay? The L85 is basically is the British was the British assault rifle, and it was bad. Like the A1, so like the first version. And the L85 was just, people hated it. This was like one of the worst weapons ever produced. It jammed, it had problems, you know. As a bullpup, you know, you can, oh hey, if you were not right-handed, you couldn't use it. And a lot of other shit. Like, this was so bad that a different company had to be brought in to fix the rifle. Like...
We need to defend the marked objective.
And no, this was only, that was not even like the main problem. The main problem was, unironically, the people that made the original rifle, the Enfield, they were dead due to that. So, you know, that shit hurt. And the A3 version that's in the game is there's a proposal that was made to basically update the A2 versions, you know, as the new standard rifle of the British Army. But, well, they didn't choose that. They literally were like, we'd rather go with an M16 variant this time around. Which is hilarious, because I do wonder if that even happens now. I mean, I kind of want to pull through with it, but it would be stupid. Because like there's a reason everything kind of unifies in Europe right now, but I think actually the new rifle of the British Army is probably no better example of what went wrong politically in the country for the last decade or so. Because just so you know, when I said they went with an M16 variant, this means like it's an AR-15 gun made in the USA, and it's not a bad gun. You know, don't get me wrong, the AR-16 platform is not bad, and it's also not that it's, you know, not widely available. The thing is just, you're buying an American gun from across the Atlantic Ocean, yet you want to go back into EU. Are you stupid? And you're probably like, oh, but what else should they go? Look, the thing about the military and logistics and stuff is that, especially when you have guns, and this is why this is currently happening to like nearly all militaries in Europe, is that when gun expensive, you phase out gun for a gun that, okay, basically the French had the FAMAS. The FAMAS is a good rifle, don't get me wrong. Problem, only France produced the FAMAS. Second problem, only France used the FAMAS. So the amount of stuff to, you know, repair FAMAS rifles is limited. Meanwhile, if a gun is like widely available, they are not only cheaper, you also can find easier parts and upgrade paths, and that is, you know, more compatible with, you know, potentially other armies you want to work with. So, you know, it would be very useful when Europe, you know, in general now, due to, you know, Russia and all the other bullshit, wants to have a bit more of a unified thing, to have, you know, more unified guns. And the answer is, yeah, most of them are doing that because the Norwegians adapted the M416 with HK416, and then, you know, everyone else was like, well, and then France was like, that's a good gun, and there are a lot of them around, we also take them. And now Germany is basically also like, well, we need something better. And after a bunch of shit, that's also now the HK 416. Because everyone is now buying the HK 416. Because it's just it. Yeah, funny to talk about guns. But yeah, the era of the bullpup is over. What around magazine?
Yeah, I can confirm there's an enemy vehicle is operating in your area. Out. Defensive position is needed on the marked objective.
We must recover Caesar. Hostiles are close to victory.
Hostile casualties are being reported.
It's still holding. Okay. I'm definitely feeling this one. Well, that is definitely everything nicely done. I think it was. Definitely has some good stuff, good outfits now. But yeah, hope you all had some fun talking. Yeah, tomorrow we will be back with more Monster Hunter because we have some Rathalos to hunt and hopefully not die this time around. I will definitely also try using flash bombs again if those fuckers work. And hopefully, you know, just less problems because we upgraded our armor set. Woo! And then hopefully you will have
armor set.
Yeah, and you will have a good armor set soon. And you shouldn't die that much, and then we need to get you up so we can do Uragan and all that.
Yeah.
I think it's like you want to upgrade the weapon first.
I can. I don't need it first.
It's more the question. Wait a second. Water is this? No, electricity is the thing. Rathalos is weakest against besides dragon, right?
Yes, electricity is what it's weakest against besides dragon.
So you're using the electricity weapon.
No, I'm using the water weapon because it has more damage than my current electric weapon and blue sharpness, which my current electric weapon doesn't have.
Should we upgrade your electric weapon then? Or can we even?
No, we can't. That's the next urgent quest. Choose an ogress.
2?
Yeah.
Oh my, that's like 2 Tigrex in Unite.
Yes.
I wonder where they have that from. But yeah. Well, I guess that's what we're doing then. Hopefully it will work out. So yeah, see you all around for tomorrow where we will hunt more and probably cannot talk that much. That's why I like these streams. We can just talk more about shit. But yeah, see you all around and have a good night and stay safe and healthy. Bye!